What's up, guys? We're gonna roll beats. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a Tokyo's Revenge type beat. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post on this on, make sure you do so because it does help out a lot. Just hop right into it. So starting with the BPM 130, I think somewhere around there is really good. It's a nice rapping tempo, and you don't really need a super fast tempo for this, so you're good on that. And let's grab an A scale, and I would like to use the harmonic minor. All right, if you don't know, there's like a slight bug in the current version of FL, so if you need to put in, drag in minis, don't drag it. You need to hold control and then click on the one you want, and it'll load in without changing the BPM. Boom. So which one is this? This is on A. So let's just use A. Wait, A. Okay, so now we got this started, and you can see we don't have any VSTs here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our 808. Now, real quick, what we need to do is set up our 808. Now, real quick, I want to stress to people that the 808 is not technically a drum. An 808 is a bass type of instrument, which means it's an instrument. All right, so you would play it, even if we have VST, so you would play it in harmony with your melody, right? Not just randomly. So you need to keep that in mind when we make the notes, so we can actually have a tone to our beat and not just random sounds. Okay. So to set it up, you go here. Now it's usually look like this. You click here, move it, you go to envelope. Now what you want to do is put the hold up and put everything down from here. So now the attack time, put it to 11% to give you an exact number. So I'm gonna try to hit 11, and this is to give it that slight delay. And then this tension, you pull this tension all the way up, and then it'll give you that kind of delayed 808 effect, right? So now we're in here, right? All right, so now we're gonna start on our 808, but first what we need to do is have a point of reference for our 808. Basically just put the clap down. All right, so let's just throw it down. Hope I'm putting this in the right spot. And then we can just copy these over. Like so, and now we have like a little reference. All right, so now to think of the 808 like an instrument, go in here, play it like it's a piano. Don't even think of it as an 808 at first. Just make one chord with it. And you know what? To prove that this works, our root note is A, okay? We're not even gonna start on A, okay? Because it'll work anywhere you pretty much put it. So let's do E, right? It's a half step, right? Whatever. Super low. So you skip this note, go to the next one, skip this note, go to the next one. Now what I like to do is take out the middle one and then take the top one, put it over here. You can keep it up here or you can pull it down. I like mine to go down. Just pull it up. And then what you want to do to really make this like beat work is, since we already set it up, you want to stop it right before the clap hits. So you could do something like this, and maybe even, and how I'm doing this is holding Alt, and then you can drag it. You can like do a fine tune. Let's turn this up an octave. You can see how it kind of puts emphasis on the clap, and it stops the beat, almost like an effect. We could do this here. We could just kind of copy this to B. And then with the B, actually, let's go to thirds. Go up 2 octaves. And you gotta be creative with this because there's no melody, right? So make a backwards chord. So skip this note, skip this note. And you can just make these smaller. All right, we can copy it over. Now you can get a little bit more creative. All right. So now with this one, we can pull this down an octave. And since we're already down here, let's take this and we can actually go to pan and pan 1. And we could do two 808 like patterns after we get all the drums down, because this one I can already tell it's not gonna be something I'm actually into. It's just something I'm doing as like, you know, tutorial. So I want to do something I actually like later when we finish the pattern. So we can stop this one here and try stopping this one right here and pull this one all the way through this time. And let's see, what else can we do over here? So we can stop this and then maybe use one of these notes. And then pull this up. Let's switch back to 1/4. And then we can just do like a quick chop. Pull it up. All right, so now this is what it would sound like. Everything together. All right, simple as that. So now let's move on to the drums. Okay, so I went ahead and turned down the 808 just a little bit so it won't be so loud. So now with these other drums here, you just have to be a little bit more creative, kind of give everything its own place. You can play around with the pitch, the panning, and everything, right? Because we don't have VSTs to fill in that space, so we kind of have to do it with our drums. So let's go ahead and let me see what. Right, I'll put it right there. And let's just copy it over. And we can just leave this as is. Just, we don't want too much going on at first. And let's see. All right, so now we can use this somewhere. All right, I think that's the only place I really want it, because I don't want that sound playing too much. Okay, so now we're just building the drums as we go. And there's a lot more you could do, but I just want to keep this as simple as possible because this might be a new type of beat for somebody to make without, you know, melodies. They probably haven't, you know, experimented with just only drums. So now for this one, what is this, a hi-hat? All right, so now with the hi-hat, we started adding rhythm to it, so we could play it along with our 808, and you don't have to do much. And I usually like a pattern like this. You can see how much bounce it gives just from that. So let's actually put it a little higher, and then we can just copy this all the way because we still got other drums. Right, you can see it's starting to form. A beat is starting to form. Second one, now this one we could do a little bit more because we've been making it way too simple. So with this one, and I keep forgetting to zoom in. So with this one, what we can do is, let me see. We'll probably do a chop, maybe right here. I'm not sure. Let me see. Then we do something like this. And let's take this chop, go to our E. Well, it really doesn't even matter where you put it. Let's go up here and we could just pull it down. And then, you know, mess around with the velocity. Let me pull it up for you. All right, just mess around with it. It don't gotta be perfect. Okay. Okay, so now what we could do is just pretty much copy this all the way. And let me see, do I want it playing right here? Yeah. All right, boom. So there's our hi-hat. Play it. And you see how everything is coming together. All right. So now let's do this. What is this? All right. So let's go to a 1/3. And let's see. And again, just be creative with it. It doesn't matter. You can use whatever grid you want. I'm just trying to switch it up to give you some ideas of what you can do rather than just using the same grid and using on the same, right? It's boring, right? We want to do something. So we got to start here and let me see. So let's actually pan these a little bit. No. All right, now when you pan, make sure you put it back in the middle so that it doesn't pan all your drums from here on out. Okay, I like that. So last drum is our snare. Okay, so now with our snare, do like a snare roll somewhere. So let's see. I want something kind of really high. I think this will do. And let's do a 1/6 roll. Actually, yeah, this sounds pretty. Nah. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's go to pan. And then we could just pan some of these like that. Let's pull this one back and let's just copy this over. And we done. All right, so now let's start on that second 808 pattern. Okay, so now once you have your drums down, now you can finalize the beat. So this first 808 pattern is just basically was just on the whim for, you know, the tutorial. But now I'm gonna make one that actually will go with the beat, right, and make it a little darker, right, and something that I like personally. So let's clone it, and then I might fast forward a little bit through this because we already know how to make these, and I don't want to waste time when we don't have to. So basically what I'm going to do here is use these half steps, right? So these notes are right next to each other. So we can start on E still, and we can get a darker sound if we use these. So let me show you real quick. Right, you can see we get that dark sound. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make something real quick, not anything too crazy, and then we can kind of edit it and show you how to like put some stuff down. So okay, so now here's the 808 pattern. Now what I did here is change like the rhythm a little bit and put it and placed it on the clap. That's one way you can add some bounce as well, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, and real quick, just show you like a few things. If you want to add, you could pull this one up, right? You can even pull it up higher than that. And then just quantize this. We could do like a reverse 808. And I have a video on how like 808 patterns, right? A lot of my videos stack on one another. So if you watch them in order, you'll have all the skills you need to watch the new videos. All right, so let me see. So we can sure you can even do something here if you wanted to. It's not my taste, right? But let's play this part. right? And then you want to make sure you play around with the links too, gives it a different feel. All right, but I'm just put it back to the original because I liked it how it was. Come on. Okay, so I'll just play the rest of this. All right, so that is it for our second 808 pattern. So now we're just gonna do a few effects. Okay, so lastly, to polish off the beat, this is very important. What you want to do is go to your effects. Now, if you want to make it like a filtered 808 or something, you might want to put, now I use Destructor. Now this is the preset. You could take a screenshot if you want to and kind of copy the settings. But I do believe it's default. I don't even know how I got to this. It just was here when I opened it. But this is, it'll like filter out the 808 a little bit. So if you want to play around with like the arrangement and stuff, you can do that. So I'm gonna turn that off. And then what we need to do here, this is very important if you want this to, like this beat to sound right. You want to highlight everything and a new bus. I already have it here. Right click it, go to track routing, route selected to this track only. So now everything is routed here, all your drums except your 808. All right. So now what we need to put here is a transient processor. So let's go to stock. It'll let me go to stock. Let's see, dynamics, transient processor. Now, with this, you want to put this attack. Now, if you don't have the real version of this, you can still use it. It just won't let you save, quote unquote. Still let you save. So I'll pull the attack up a little bit. I usually put the drive up halfway in the drive, and I'll just show you what it does instead of just talking about it. You see it kind of, I don't even know the word for it, but I like the sound of it. So I'm gonna put it in the middle. You can split balance. All right, so the key thing here is to this release. So if you put it all the way up, right, so when you put it on the left side, it'll give it a lot more bounce later. So let's pull this up. All right, it's decreasing that decay. So now when you put the 808 in, all right, but that's gonna be it. That's all you really need to do, and you can do really just put a soft clipper on, bro. Just put a soft clipper on and then put it at like 79, so it's below. All right, but that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully this helped you out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.